Warning. The following episode contains spoilers about the film Black Sheep and... Hey. Calm down. It's okay. Oh, that's a very good point. I should get this out of the way now. It's All Been Done Radio Hour is a modern, geeky, scripted comedy in the style of old-timey radio. Available on the It's All Been Done Presents network as a podcast, and it's recorded live in front of a theater audience every month in Columbus, Ohio. In 2019, the live show will be a half hour earlier at 5 p.m. It's still performed on the second Saturday of every month at Mad Lab Theater. Our January show returns us to the Echo Dimension. Get your tickets at madlab.net/tickets. Details can be found at itsallbeendoneradiohour.com. Please subscribe to It's All Been Done Radio Hour, the podcast, and support them and other programs from It's All Been Done Presents, like Marianne's Macabre Review, at patreon.com/IABD. Okay, since you've been so patient, I'll take you to Lauren's house now. Welcome to Marianne's Macabre Review.
Alrighty, folks. Welcome to Marianne's Macabre Review. Today we watched Black Sheep. On this episode, we have actress Jessica.
Oh.
Anime enthusiast Lauren.
Hello.
And voice actor J. Keith Jackson, also my husband. And myself, I'm Marianne, and I'll be your hostess today. So let's get started. We watched Black Sheep, not the David Spade movie.
Oh, I always forget about that one.
Yeah.
That one's a good one. Reasons.
Yeah.
And Chris Farley.
Yes. I couldn't remember the guy's name. I was like, Tommy, but no, that's his other...
Tommy Boy, yeah.
Tommy Boy. Also with David Spade.
Yeah.
Well, who wants to recap?
Well, I do want to say...
This is Lauren, by the way.
This is Lauren. I'm Lauren. Hello, I'm Lauren. I'm generally one of the resident scaredy cats, but this was actually a movie that I own. So we watched my copy of it because this has pretty much been my go-to. This horror movie does not scare me in the least. It was a lot goopier than I remembered. Mm-hmm. I think my goop sensitivity has gotten stronger over the years because I didn't remember quite that much barbecue sauce and dish soap. But yeah. Basically, the synopsis of this movie is that a young New Zealander returns home to his sheep farm after many years of being afraid of sheep for reasons. And then it all goes to hell. Because there's, like, genetic mutated sheep that his brother has been building. And, you know.
And shenanigans happen.
Like Resident Evil kind of shenanigans? Yeah. Is that the one with the V...
The
T-virus.
T-virus. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's similar to that, except instead of naked dogs, it's sheep fetuses. Start spreading it.
Sheep puppets that
aren't just basically naked lamb chop. Well, they've got fur on, but like the ones in Resident Evil don't even have skin, so they're extra naked.
They're covered in guts.
They're gut-covered dogs.
Yeah, they're gut-covered.
Yes. Let's crack into it.
I'm going to start by saying that I was more scared than I would have thought that I would be.
Really?
Not scared, but I'm saying that I had to cringe at some of the gore, as you were saying, the goop sensitivity went up. But also, I thought they purposely injected a lot of humor in it, but I think that they could have easily... I thought the creature effects were good enough that they could have easily gone another way if they'd really tried. Though it's really hard to do something like that seriously, like a sheep thing. It would still be kind of funny. But...
Right, and I think they set off to be funny with it.
Yeah.
But that was also something I really appreciated, is a lot of times in, like, shitty movies, people know they're kind of in a shitty movie and they don't try. Everyone in this movie was trying and they sold it.
Yes.
I was like, yes.
Everyone was
you guys
invested
were selling
in
it.
I guess that's what I meant. It's something about it felt Yeah, I mean, like it could have been.
Like they were genuinely like, what the fuck? A sheep is coming to eat me.
Yes.
Oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, yes.
Mhm. Well, and one thing that I brought up before we started watching it was that the creature effects in Black Sheep were actually done by the same studio that did the creature effects for Lord of the Rings. Weta.
Yep.
Weta Works.
And I noticed that when the sheep were coming over the hill, that looked very much like when armies of orcs or whatever come over a hill in Lord of the Rings. I was like, yeah, I see it. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the scenes I remembered from Lord of the Rings was when the first orc was being born and it's like ripping itself out of the placental sac. Uruk-hai, yeah. And it's like ripping itself out of the placental sac and there's goo everywhere and it's like, oh yeah. Yeah, they did that in Black Sheep first. Stretchy, gooey flesh. It's like taffy.
But
Peach taffy.
Bah.
But so I want all of us to come up with one-liners by the end of our podcast for this movie. So
For what scene?
For whatever scene, if you can think of a good one that goes with it.
Something that somebody in the movie said, or just our own little
own little riff on it.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So just think about it. Let's do general impressions first. Keith?
I kind of already gave mine in the sense that it was
a little bit scarier than you thought it would be.
Well, I mean, it was more legit. It could have been more legitimate than it had. I mean, it was. I guess what I'm saying is they did better at it than they had to for what they were doing. You expected it to be more of a throwaway than it was.
Yeah, you're like Black Sheep. Oh God, this is actually like kind of gross and kind of creepy.
And effort went into this.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell that effort went into it.
The people who work at Weta love creature mechanics, and that love shows through. I think, and like the little leathery lamb chop puppet.
Oh God, I love it so much. I want one so goddamn bad.
I know, but I wouldn't want it to be as wet.
No. I would want like
Weta puts the wet in creature.
Yeah.
Well, as I said before, this was my movie, so I like it. Although it's been like 8 years since I've seen it, so there was a lot of stuff that I just had kind of forgotten about. Like I remembered the basic plot. I remembered all of the international folks being gathered and then having hordes of sheep take them down. I remembered that. I didn't remember some of the more visceral scenes. Definitely. I forgot how much of a hippie experience and Grant really were. But I do have to say, because like
the woman's name is Experience. So that's the hippie name, yeah.
From PETA. Not named as well. But Experience.
My name's Experience.
I love this movie. It's so goofy. But because they go through all these tropes, like you mentioned Chekhov's shearing trophy, where it's like, oh, we're going to have all these things that we know occur. And it's like, okay, so here's the part where there's the zombie chase. Here's the part where we're going to get the chainsaw out and we have to fight chainsaws. But like nobody ever, in this movie, they kind of acknowledge the fact that an average person wouldn't necessarily know how to start a chainsaw off the bat.
That was an excellent scene. Like,
where it's like, no, you gotta switch it on.
Switch it on.
Prime it.
The guy driving in the car. He's like, you gotta prime it. And he's like fighting off the sheep.
Like a mowing.
Yeah, like a gas powered.
And then as soon as he like pulls the cord, he goes like, and the chainsaw flies out of the truck.
Yeah, you don't even get to use it. Because it's just one of those things where it's like, if you're somebody who, got stripped off when you were 10 and grew up in the city, like, I'm afraid of chainsaws.
Yeah.
I tried to start one once and it just didn't happen.
Oh,
I was like, I'm doing all the instructions and just, okay.
Did you prime it?
I primed it. I kept trying. No.
Yeah, they've got quite a kickback to them. And once they get going, well, you're just holding teeth. Yes. So this movie, Black Sheep, has always been one of my favorites because it's a quality movie. People put quality into it, but it retains that lightheartedness that doesn't leave me worrying about where sheep at 2 a.m. Like, ghosts? No. Where sheep? Pretty sure if it happens, it's not going to affect me.
Yeah. I get you. Jessica?
So, I saw this movie when it first came out, which according to the box is like 2006, but I actually think it may have been a couple years after that, because I remember this was advertised on horror movies for a long time, and it just never actually showed up anywhere. I remember seeing advertisements for it for like ever.
Well, and I feel like it was one of those movies that started, like they made it before Lord of the Rings.
It's after Lord of the Rings.
It is after.
2006, it says.
Yeah. So, because Return of the King was like 2003.
They did Return of the King, and then they were like, Black Sheep. That's the next thing. Me, just there.
Now that we've really gotten our game on and know what we're doing,
this will be the next Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. But I remember enjoying it, and then watching it again. I do enjoy it. Like, it has some, like, obviously we hate these characters. Some of these characters are like, oh, you're so damn dumb. But, you know, they put in effort. The effort shows. Mm-hmm. I think they did a good job. It's a really fun movie.
Yeah. I also enjoyed the movie. Every time I see it, I've seen it once. I saw it once with Lauren. We had a girls' night sleepover at Jen's house.
Okay.
And
I believe you.
Yeah, we were all together, and I think at the time I had gone home from the party and then come back, and so I was in the middle. So I came in the middle of it.
Okay.
And there was drama, so I just watched I'm like, fuck it, I'm spending the night.
Yeah.
And so we spent the night and watched the movie. And I remember just at a few points going, wait, what?
I'm sure that no one listening is curious about the other things like drama and what period of time this was in your life.
This was before Keith.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was
so it's not your drama.
Right. Yeah. Right. Don't write mean letters into Keith.
Yeah.
What did you do?
What did you do to hurt her? Don't hurt her. She's a precious baby. I love it because it's so wacky and just silly, but then also like, that's gross.
Yeah. It's like, oh no, that's actually a picture of haggis, which is like the grossest thing in the movie.
Yeah.
The pit.
Oh, the
pit.
Yes, the awful pit.
Yeah.
Life is over right there. Just trying to squeeze it.
Just let me die. It's like the pit in Saw 2. You're just like, nope. The end.
Just
you
having
can
to crawl
cut off
through
my butt and eat it if you want to. I don't care anymore.
having to crawl through that opening. Just even having to get stuck there. I mean,
right when she had to crawl through.
Yeah, if anybody is claustrophobic, that would have just been like, I'm done. Oh, Dave Williams. I would have loved to have heard what he thought about that. Yeah, but that's awful. OFFAL instead of awful. AWFAL.
Ooh. After months of training, Marianne gets knocked out of the spelling bee in the second round. Hey, what are you doing? Just spicing things up. You know, putting a little mint jelly on it. Hey, that's not what she asked for. Marianne just wanted to let everyone know that she knows how to spell the word. You know, it was just a slip of the tongue. It happens to the best of us. Oh, I'm sorry, Heather Keith. I feel just awful. Bye! Meh. Oh, right. So to get to Lauren's house, she just...
It's which funny I read as official.
The official pit. Put shit in.
That's just hilarious. The way that it sounded like you were going for something like it was awful. It was awful. You're just like, no.
OFG.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the most awful of all awfuls.
But I enjoyed it. So let's get into it even further. What did we like about it? So I think we've already heard a lot of that, but let's dig into the plot. Let's dig into it. Keith took some notes. I want to really get into that and then get into what everyone else thought about it. Keith, you want to start? Or you want to just
might as well. It's just from the chronologically, actually, something from the beginning of the movie, which I thought was kind of funny. It was more like your reaction, which was I noted that Marianne seems strangely incredulous about the cause of the phobia. Which, to be fair, I mean, there's certain things to pick apart there.
I think of all the phobias I've ever seen in a horror movie, that is the most legit one. Because his brother skinned his pet sheep, put its skin on, Buffalo Billed that shit, hung his sheep from a hook, and scared the fuck out of him in like in a dark barn. I was like, yep.
Yeah,
I could see
immediately
being afraid
followed
of
by
fish.
your dad's dead.
I was just like, yep, I can see the trauma. I can see where that came from.
Being around sheep doesn't make me happy.
So logically, certainly, you might think you should be scared of the brother more than the sheep, but...
Well, his father also died herding a sheep.
Yes.
Like, they told you that later. He went over the cliff because he was going to get a sheep.
Supposedly.
Supposedly. Because, I mean, the brother seemed kind of shifty where he was like, accidents happen.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, really?
It could have just been him teasing him, or it could have been, I did it. Who knows? But
to be fair, I mean, he was wrapped up skinning a sheep and dancing around in a barn with it while his dad died. So, could be we have the motive, but he's got an alibi. It's a disgusting.
Pretty good alibi.
Yeah.
As alibis go.
And he had to say that little rhyme before he killed the fucking sheep.
Yeah, Mary had a little lamb.
Yeah.
Whose fleece was white as snow. Oh my god, and that came back.
Yeah.
that fucking sheep with the white
that
fleece.
sheep. That fucking sheep.
Yeah, that's funny.
Literally. It was his fucking sheep.
See, and like, I'm disappointed in myself because I'm much more skewed out by the fact that sheep shares his genetic material already. Like, no, that's your daughter. Not, that's a sheep. It's like, no, that's your daughter. Gross.
That's a pretty good segue into the next thing, which is going to say, well, if you were familiar with anime, the joke would be, what kind of scientist would do that to his own daughter?
Oh,
no.
But
best dog in the world.
Oh, no, stop.
And like,
so that segues into a goofy little thing they did in the truck, which I would think that Marianne hates from anime. The whoops! I accidentally grabbed your breasts.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Every time I just like,
Oopsies.
for fuck's sake, stop that.
I tripped. We went over a bump.
Oh.
I fell right into your boobies.
Whoa! I'm sorry.
Whoa! I mean, they even did it in Justice League, and that really irked the shit out of me.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
The Flash falls on Wonder Woman, but they did it all with their stunt doubles, so the actual actors didn't know it actually happened.
Fantastic.
They were Gal Gadot was like, "Excuse you."
Yes, they both were irked by it. Ezra Miller and Gal Gadot were like, "Fuck that."
Oh, Ezra Miller, that's your boy.
It is my boy. Yeah.
Anyway,
We'll take that out.
Moving on from how pretty Ezra Miller is.
Yay,
in his
Patreon.
Playboy.
Yay, Patreon. We have your rant from A House with a Clock. The house with a clock on its walls.
Oh, about the
And its
flag.
walls.
it's just kind of house with a clock. There's some
And a
clocks.
wall.
There's
the
Or
flag.
on Patreon. Okay, Keith, next.
Well,
Next.
quote from Lauren: "They really picked someone who just screams arsehole."
Oh yes.
For the brother, the
fuck is
casting.
that?
Yes.
Him, I don't understand, how the grandma, I don't know if she's actually their grandma or if
I
she's
think
just
she's
a
the
helper
housekeeper.
later.
Yeah, I
'Cause
think
that's a
she's
big
because
thing.
She
It's
just
like country
walks in, sees him as a child, wearing a sheepskin, bloodied up, a skinned sheep hanging down, his younger brother terrified, and is just like, does not immediately commit him somewhere, or like at least get him a therapist.
Yeah.
It's just like, and then stays with him and has no concept of why Henry, the main character, maybe would not want to fucking visit until he's 28. Yeah.
They spend a lot of time establishing that she's got like no disgust filter. Like, she just takes guts and blood and cooks it up.
Like, there's a difference.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Wearing it and cooking it. And...
Well, she seemed like she could be like sort of earthy in the sense of boys will be boys. This is just she doesn't really
She's
understand the
an idiot.
psychological.
Yeah. Don't get me started
But
on
like,
that.
cause like, all right, so my guy friends will share stories about when they were kids, and it'll be something like, oh yeah, we took these giant sticks that had thorns all over them and then smacked each other with them. And it's like, okay, that's boys will be boys. But it's like, I skinned my friend's pet and wore it around like a hat. It's like...
That you're a psycho.
Yeah. There's the line.
See this line? You're over here.
Yeah.
You're like,
you left that back.
It doesn't seem like she gets a lot of internet usage, or she's had a lot of research as to like things like here's signs of sociopathy and things like that. You know,
right. She doesn't have the jive set.
Yeah. Then he just further proves what a nut job he is when you find out he's funding these experiments to make genetically modified sheep. I don't even know what the purpose of them was. I don't know if they ever told us.
Well, I believe the thrust of the genetic engineering was to have a more docile, softer sheep. Something with the wool where you could basically just shave it off and like, here you go.
But I mean, you can't just shave it off.
He did say in his first speech, he said, men will be going to sleep with the names of...
Oh yeah, he did talk about jacking off to sheep.
So I feel like this was the Get Out type betting on...
You think those people were there because they're
going to fuck sheep. Yeah, maybe.
It wasn't...
Maybe.
Right.
Or it could just be they wanted sheep.
First of all, don't take this the wrong way. Audience or anything.
All right, out of context. Yes. Ready?
Yeah.
But that was a beautiful sheep.
It was.
I mean, if you had to compete with the
sheep.
It was very well cleaned and groomed.
Its fleece was white as snow.
Yes.
Yeah. Come on, guys.
But my point is, so he brought that up there for the international gathering of whoever in the chairs, and it's like, look at this sheep. And they were like, but they were like, yeah. They applauded that as it's like self-evident.
It's a very attractive sheep.
That sheep.
And when it started buying like a motherfucker, he was like, you need to be quiet. Because that was a very dominating ba. I was like, wow, you were loud.
You're embarrassing me.
This is not what
you're not supposed to talk. You're a lady. You're a lady sheep.
But, okay, but like, wool... thickness, wool quality, that sort of stuff. And like, I know there's like one of the things that comes up during this movie is that sheep are apparently like as flammable as like fire starter, like the little bits of wool and wax.
They were rolling around. They were coming through that pit, and God knows what was in there. I mean, I'm sure they were covered in...
they had their own methane.
Well, blood. I mean, I don't think that's not flame, or it's not like...
No, I think blood is mostly
chemicals,
water.
Definitely, in there.
But the offal would have definitely had other stuff in there with it.
So, wool is naturally flame resistant because of the way the wool fiber is structured. Wool requires more oxygen than is available in the air to become flammable. Wool is accordingly an excellent fiber when it comes to fire safety. Furthermore, it does not melt, drip, stick to the skin when it burns.
I still think that's a lot different than having it just being hair still on the sheep and it's like actually protecting them from flames. I mean,
well, like, because there's a lot of different things. Because, like, I know there's something that you can comb out of wool.
Someone asked, "Are sheep flammable?"
What's the answer?
I'm looking.
Just inquiring minds need to know. Marianne's reading.
I'm reading. Are sheep flammable? And there are 7 answers. And the first one is, assuming you love sheep, this question is precious. Heart. I'm a big fan of ruminants. Why?
Ruminants.
Yeah.
The re-chewers.
Mm-hmm. Since they live outside, their coats are usually dirty, and not because they find them fluffy.
No, this is all getting cut.
Oh, come on.
Post-haste. This Patreon, listen to Marianne mumble. Sheep.
Ruminants.
Ruminant. No, I love the term ruminant, and it makes me think of the term ruminate, where it's like, oh, I got to think something over, but then I just immediately imagine that person is a cow chewing cud.
Okay, all these people are going off on their own thing.
Are they not answering the question?
No.
Is this Yahoo Answers?
No, actually sheep are flame retardant. That's why they are inside. Okay, that's not.
So if I Google, are sheep flammable? am I going to get put on a government list?
Right?
Well,
Like-
Depends on what else you've Googled.
Look, just putting in FL brings it, autofills it.
Our sheep.
Gosh, but like,
Why don't sheep
Why
shrink
not?
when it rains?
What's that?
Why don't sheep shrink when it rains?
Does it say that?
No,
Oh,
but they would
somebody
shrink if you
got
put 'em
who
in the dryer.
questioned black sheep. Are sheep really that
We're not alone. They're certainly not that flammable.
No, that was the joke that we made, that sheep actually, like, this he genetically modified these sheep with like kerosene or
Yeah.
WD-40. So they would,
No one knows.
Well, how could you know unless you really mythbustered it or something? And
Right. You have to backwards.
re-engineer it. Yeah.
I really liked the Crinos form
Mm-hmm.
of the were-sheep.
Yeah.
Where they were extra giant and looked a
Half
little
sheep.
bit like Ludo.
Yeah.
A little bit like Sweetums, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Various Muppets.
Yeah.
They would have, ooh.
The little baby sheep reminded me a lot of in the labyrinth, the little guys who are like in the maze with
Yeah.
their spears, or the
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
dudes up there.
He looked a lot like that.
making tushy.
Yeah.
Those guys.
But he also reminded me a lot of Lamb Chop. Like if Lamb Chop got left in the dryer too long
Or
and like
left out in the rain.
burned up. Yeah. But I love
Like,
Yeah. Lamb
hand
Chop's
puppet
mouth.
face. Ooh. But he did that when he was trying to bite people. He did the little like,
he's kind of like,
it's an excellent visual. Everyone at home, it was hilarious.
Yeah. Imagine Lamb Chop. Go put
More
put-
teeth.
Yeah. Put more teeth on Lamb Chop.
just a few.
Just watch a YouTube video of Sherry Lewis moving it, but turn the sound down, and just watch the Sherry Lewis mouth of Lamb Chop just undulate.
Or like watch a bunch of Dark Souls being played. And then watch Sherry Lewis and Lamb Chop.
Well, what they're getting at is it's like when you have Kermit and they're showing an emotion by twisting their hand so his mouth does that little raw thing.
Yeah.
When he's mortified by something.
Or when the person inside Kermit just makes a fist.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yeah.
So, did you have something else?
I still anyway. Makes a fist. That's something. All right.
no.
so the scientists.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One,
Well,
dumb as bricks. Oh,
I
did
was
you
about
know?
this is a good segue for something else. I was going to say, find out from Jessica about the injection technique.
So, when they're disposing of their remains, one in the awful pit, so great. But experiences not boyfriend Grant, was that his name?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just runs down this hill with no coverage at all. They are 10 feet away from him, runs down the hill, takes one of their jars of waste,
No.
runs back up the hill away from them, and I'm just like, how did no one see him coming? He's very obvious.
Yeah.
He first struggles because he's trying to take a cooler that has 3 of the jars in it, but it's too heavy. And so he like stands there and wrestles with it for a bit.
They're just
They're
right there.
They're right there. He's not in the greatest of shape because he struggled to get over every fence. So you know he's like
Definitely
down the
heavy
hill.
breathing.
Yeah.
And then later, they captured Taka. He was my fave
Yes.
because I'm
Tucker?
convinced he was. Wasn't it Taka? Taka?
No, I'm pretty sure it's Tucker.
Tucker?
The New Zealand accent.
The accent.
Oh, those Kiwi.
Taka.
Taka.
Whatever his name was.
Yes.
Childhood friend of Henry, definitely in love with him.
Yes.
When he gets captured by the science people because he's got a cloven hoof.
Mm-hmm.
And
So he got bit by a sheep.
he got
Yeah.
bit by a sheep.
Through his wellies.
And
Or gum boots.
You bit.
they have him and he's changing and she's like, oh, I'm going to give you this vaccine made of amniotic fluid from the sheep. And I'm like, that makes 0 sense. Because 1, amniotic fluid, what's that going to do for you? 2, vaccines you give before you get a disease. You don't give them as the cure for the disease.
You're like, here's a little bit more of the same thing you just got.
Right? Yeah.
And it was a very aggressive injection technique. You would not do that.
It's very quick, and it was very martial arts like. It was like a step.
Cha!
It's
Yeah.
like it's like you She thought they had the hypo spray from Star Trek, where they're just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
whoop, there we go.
Well, no, it was.
But
It was
she was like,
It's the epinephrine shot
Yeah.
from
Pulp Fiction.
Cool,
Yeah.
it's gonna be like
Stab
Cool Party. Like, no, that's not the name
No,
of that show.
she used like a quick 1-2 like 2-hand technique. So it was like a when she used to disarm him. He was holding the gun on him. She just slipped over, stabbed her in the neck, then smacked it with the other palm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Smack
you
it
know,
over.
even
Getting in really fast.
Well, like, and are you
That
going
does
for
not
muscle,
help.
fat, veins? Like, which,
Yeah.
where does this need to be injected?
The needle was so long enough, it probably went into his throat and went down his...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because
that's why he was just shoving it in people's mouths.
Yeah.
Might as well just skip that step.
Because
Because
that is an official sheep medicine delivery
I've seen
technique.
that. Yep.
So when they've got like hoof and mouth disease
Oh, it is,
or
really?
whatever sheep get,
Huh.
they're just like, ha, next.
Henry's reaction to getting that amniotic sac fluid sprayed down his throat was the most authentic reaction.
Yeah, like what
Because
was
he's
in
just
that?
and I was like, I feel ya.
Yep.
I am feeling that
Oh,
right
just
now.
the viscosity alone. Doesn't matter what the flavor is.
Yeah,
Just
like, whoa, this mucusy type thing going on.
It coats the mouth.
So, I did notice that before she approached with the hypodermic, she was like, she had her little spit guard up,
Oh.
moved it down,
Like a welder's mask.
got him in the neck, came back, put it back up. I was like, oh,
Protect
see,
your
Jessica
face.
needed that.
I
Yes,
needed it.
that was just what she was talking about before
Spit
the
guards.
podcast.
Oh.
Yep.
If only she could seal the whole thing all over again, just
yeah.
exactly the way she did.
Well,
Cannot.
and I will say, like, as far as mad scientists go, I mean, she was successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was.
She did what she set out to do.
She apparently has quite the reputation.
So they tell us.
And doesn't even care that she's being hired by a guy who is only wanting to fuck sheep.
Yeah, because she
She's
brings
like-
it up.
She's like,
Yeah.
I didn't tell anybody about your activity.
What did she say? Entertain? Did she say extracurricular or
or
was it
something.
entertainment?
It was something like extracurricular. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Your other
Like,
motives.
like proclivities or something like that.
She said proclivities.
Mhm.
And then we're all
Which
like,
is a great
he
word.
fucks sheep.
Yeah.
He fucks
Fuck
sheep.
And I will say, like, for places where sheep are ubiquitous, like Wales and New Zealand, there's gonna be sheep fucking jokes.
Mhm.
There just are.
I thought
There
we
were,
made those
there
about
were sheep
Scotland.
when I was in
Scotland too, I think.
when I was in elementary school. I heard a ton of sheep fucking jokes
In Gehenna.
in Gehenna. I mean, and there's no sheep around, but that was like I heard the farmer jokes.
But I've also heard, like, okay, so I watch QI,
Mm-hmm.
and they will talk about British jokes, and they talk about Welsh sheep farmers and Scottish sheep farmers. And my favorite joke is about putting the back feet of the sheep into your wellies with your feet.
Oh my god.
Ouch.
Well, yeah, it seems like a great way to get a broken foot, but I've always enjoyed that
Serious
particular,
cuts.
like, wait, what?
All
Mm-hmm.
right, what else you got, Keith?
You
I
can
was
leave
just-
that in
I
if
was
you
just-
want.
The
Lord
hippies.
knows stuff about
The hip-
sheep
oh
fucking.
my god.
PETA ruining the world.
Oh,
The hippies. Seriously.
Yeah.
Could they have made any more stereotypical, like when Experience, I keep wanting to call her Charisma, when Experience first starts out, she is just a walking trope of this is what people think hippies are like.
feng
Chakras
shui.
and aura and feng shui. And even though we're walking into a house that's almost on fire and there's blood everywhere, but you're going to, oh my God,
The
the
feng
feng
shui.
shui.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I will say some of the stuff that she was doing is like straight out of my cognitive behavioral therapy book. Like, she has her little emergency kit of a scented candle, so if she gets too stressed out, you're supposed to light a scented candle and think for a while. I don't think I would stop to do that in the middle of an awful pit.
Yeah.
No.
No.
But lighting a candle was a good idea.
Yeah, it was. Because you needed the light.
Yes. But, and then, like, the meditation techniques, like, she said stuff that has been said by some of the meditation stuff we do.
Some of the stuff she's saying is totally accurate. Like when she's like, methane is responsible for a lot of
Yeah.
what's going on, like
It's like
the
Problems with the
environmental
ozone
stuff.
and how
You're
we-
not wrong.
Animal husbandry, yeah.
The meat industry is responsible for a lot of this stuff.
Mhm.
It's like, you're correct.
Yeah. But it's so like one after the other. They're just like, okay, we get it.
Yes,
she's that kind of hippie.
Yeah.
All right.
And like when she runs into Grant again, and he's a giant sheep monster, and she's like, Grant, did you eat meat? Was it even organic?
And I like how it made him pause. Like,
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're right.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
And at the end, when he gets cured, he's like, I ate a bunny.
Oh, yes. I love all the cured folk, like, kind of huddling
together
in the
still
corner
like
of the
sheep.
pen.
So cute. Keith, what's your other one?
Oh, it just simply said that it was too wacky for Chio.
Oh, yes.
There were a few times when Chia was in the room sitting on my lap, and she likes to watch the TV with us. She will.
Chio was a cat, by the way.
Yes, Chia is our cat. We'll watch the TV, and then something wacky or loud would happen, and she'd be like, off. She'd circulate the room and then come back, and then do the same thing. Sit on my lap for a bit, and then something wacky would happen again, and she'd be like, I'm out. Done.
This is ridiculous.
Yes.
I can't believe you guys are still watching this. There were no cats in this movie.
No.
There's a puppy.
That dog, they're like, everybody jump!
Yeah.
And they
The
all
dog's
jump.
like,
When the car is going over the cliff and the dog just obviously is getting chucked by someone. It's like,
I'm like,
and here's this guy.
They couldn't have put like a box and had the dog jump down off of that. No, they were like, toss the dog!
yeah, and he's a little sheepdog, and he comes back later to help them herd
Yes.
the zombie sheep.
Well, and they even, because like at the beginning of the movie when they're on their little four-wheeler dukers,
Yeah.
and Henry is a young lad before his sheep
trauma.
issues begin. Like they showed him doing the hold him,
Yeah.
hold him, keep that sheep there.
Yeah.
And then later on they use it.
Yeah.
It's like they make sure they cover all of the, hey, we're going to show you this.
Yeah. Chekhov's sheep herding techniques.
Chekhov's dog, Chekhov's trophy, Chekhov's airplane.
Okay, so that trophy.
Like, why would they give that to a child? You
Why
just
would
stab him in the eye.
one? It's a trophy. Why they really put all their money into that trophy because it was metal. And
Well,
like most trophies are like plastic. It's like
I don't like.
The
They
ones
could
I
have
got
just
were
been sheep shears that somebody sprayed gold and like
That's true.
put on
Bonzi.
I don't know, but it's still metal. I mean, they were not the form poured
Little sheep
plastic
sitting
lady
on a
with a
thing.
bowling.
Yeah.
They looked like mini shears, and also that was his father's trophy.
Because
He
won
had one, too.
4 times the row in a year, and his dad did it too, and he
Yeah.
was a natural at sheep farming.
Yeah.
Why did he abandon it?
Right.
Just because his brother's a nutter.
But she said your father would want you to have this, meaning that
Yeah.
it belonged to him.
Because you were gonna be one of the great ones. Shearing sheep. I'm sure there are people who I would watch a video and be like, shit, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Good shear. Like,
But I'm just like,
There was-
okay.
there was some movie way back, The Thornbirds,
Oh, I was gonna say, babe.
which was set in Australia. And I was far too young to watch this movie. But a lot of it was about sheep. Because it's Australia and there's sheep everywhere. But they did some like shearing stuff on screen. And like the speed with which someone with electric shears can just be like, zoop, 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 naked,
Yeah. Naked sheep.
next. Like it's impressive just to think that they're not like cutting off their elbows. Like
Sheep
clipping their
elbows.
weenus. Yeah.
So I remember from Babe the sheep shearing, and all sheep look pretty awkward and like ashamed after they get sheared.
Yeah.
You're all just like, oh God, I'm naked. It's happening.
It's
Like,
like,
all
oh,
dangly.
you could see far too much of me, oh dear.
Yeah. But in Babe, they like did this whole thing where he's sheared it all in one giant coat, and so then he throws it out. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And so I imagine that's what he did too. The dad, like, would be able to shear it in all one piece.
See, and that's where I'm like, I don't know enough about sheep, because like, wouldn't it be like shaving a cat?
No, it's like all matted together. The wool on the
I
top
guess
is all
it
matted.
is.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. I watched Dirty Jobs.
Oh,
he's had to.
Mr. Rowe.
Yeah. Oh, we think we've done what we liked about it. Let's flip over to the opposite side and what we didn't like.
I think
I
it's
already
been
talked about
I think
that.
it's been sprinkled in throughout anyway. Really, there's nothing really specific that we
How about the penis biting scene?
Yeah. Tell us what you think of that.
That was
Keith.
hilarious.
And the pull, and then like the.
I averted my eyes
Yeah,
for most
You
of it.
missed
Yeah.
it?
No, I saw some of the.
It was like Stretch Armstrong.
It was
Stretch
Stretch
Armstrong
Armstrong. I was
yeah.
gonna like it to
If
that.
they
to
made
like,
Stretch Armstrong, why can I not say that? If they made Stretch Armstrong anatomically correct,
and that would have been his penis.
it would have, and then inevitably it would have been snipped off by someone, and then you'd have the really
Then corn
gross
syrup
Stretch
would be going
Armstrong. Yeah,
everywhere.
whatever it is that's inside of Stretch Armstrong.
I don't think it's corn syrup, but it's something like that, or
It's
It's
a little harder than
it's
that.
some kind of Newtonian solid.
yeah.
So that was the climax of the movie.
Well,
The older brother.
Yeah.
that was slightly before that was the climb.
Hey.
Offered himself up to the sheep for some reason.
He's like, make me one of you again.
Have me.
have me again.
Yeah, so that to me that seems like he wanted the sheep to do him.
And that's
I
why he
don't know
went for
why.
his penis, because the sheep was like, #me too, and was like,
Yeah,
"Crap,
right.
no, I'm
Like
not gonna let you
finally,
do that.
I get to strike back against
My
my molester. Yeah,
Mm.
it's your daughter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yanked
Oh,
his
and-
penis clean off.
Can we talk about the Henrys pretending to be a sheep?
The Scooby Doo.
Oh my
scene.
fucking
Okay,
god.
that was actually pretty funny.
And the sheep coming to fuck him.
Well, before that, I thought what was funny is him just kind of putting like the rug
car
over
seat,
himself,
The car seat covers.
and as he's crawling along, and it starts to pull off just a little bit, like, and one of the sheep like raises his head, something like, I sense something because just this little bit was exposed.
Yeah.
My whole thought was like, well, it worked in Shaun of the Dead. Let's try it here.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's a standard Scooby Doo
Thing.
Scooby Doo tactic.
Yep.
Is and also
Pretend
from
to
the
be
Mummy. Just Imhotep.
Oh, yeah.
So I always love the we'll just pretend to be like them, and I love it when it works, and I love it when it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's a great trope.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, so here's where my little knowledge of animals conflicts with itself. All the sheep are female.
Mm-hmm.
Why would one of them be humping him? Except humping is also a way to establish dominance.
Yeah.
So was it like, you're a new sheep, I'm going to show you that I'm queen bee of this flock?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
But they
I-
showed
They
the
were all
balls.
female?
They showed the
Yeah.
balls?
Yeah, that's why he stabbed the sheep in the balls.
balls.
It said.
Yeah, and it was like, bah!
I'm assuming too that there wasn't actual like penetration or anything.
Yeah,
Well,
it was
Well,
I
I mean, he
Hands
had
on
his
him,
clothes
so-
on.
It was humping trying to find the hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like,
Didn't get it.
You don't like that being demonstrated on you?
well, find one here.
Ow.
Get close.
It's hard.
So, ow!
Ow! Ow, quit it. Ow.
No, I guess I was too firm in my thinking of like, no, all of these sheeps are ladies.
Mm-hmm.
No,
And I don't know.
They didn't say they were ladies.
I guess when I hear sheep,
Yeah, you think,
I think
Lady
lady
sheep.
sheep, but it's used. Oh, but we got to use the term sheeple
yep,
in a really good context.
At
So
the
that was
end,
fun.
the little people.
All the little sheep
Acting like sheeple.
Sheeple.
So I think no one has anything else negative to say about this
Well,
golden child of a movie.
yeah, I don't know.
Not
Like,
that I can think of right now.
I like that Black Sheep was concerned about HMOs. No. Is it HMOs?
GMOs.
GMOs.
Yeah.
HMOs are like some sort of health savings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Insurance. or
but
something.
that whole like GMO scare,
Mhm,
where it's
yeah.
like, oh, they're genetically modifying
Do
our
everything
food.
you do everything organic.
And it's like, yeah, well, I mean, because Horrible Brother does have a point where he's like, no, we've been genetically modifying sheep for years. That's how we got the sheep we have. We
we've
just
been
did it the
genetically
slow way.
modifying food for years too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People are just like,
exactly.
"Oh."
It's like, you wouldn't want pure corn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be this
Unadulterated
big and
corn.
gross.
Yeah. But like,
Bugs.
Yeah.
I got organic corn. This is totally off topic. I got organic corn once, and I was like, "Yay! Peel it, peel it, peel it!" and there was a giant ass caterpillar in it.
Aww.
Eating the corn, and I was like, fuck! Never again when I get organic corn. Toss it out in the yard.
Did you literally toss it in the yard?
I did.
I wish you could have seen the motion of her just like using both hands to throw it away from herself.
And then like a week later I went out and to be like, well, I should probably get rid of this
You don't want
corn now.
growing.
And so I picked it up and the caterpillar was still there, like twice the size. I was like,
Oh,
fuck, toss it further out in the yard. I was like, no, yuck.
So it wasn't a butterfly yet.
It was definitely was not a butterfly. I mean, and it's not that I love caterpillars. I just don't like them in my food.
Right? It's that like two worlds collide.
Yeah. I love you, caterpillar. I didn't kill it.
Right.
I didn't kill it. I just tossed it out in the yard for a bird to get it. Which never fucking happened.
Traumatized it physically. It's fine.
She gave him the ride of a lifetime.
Yeah, it's like, this is what it'll be like with a butterfly.
Wee! Maybe not.
Oh, that landing.
I may not go that fast as a butterfly.
Yeah. Might not be a straight trajectory either.
But like, I liked some of the naturalist views. Not naturalist, that's nudist.
Well,
I don't know. Anyway, I liked some of the hippie views.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, don't hire mad scientists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That should just be a normal
That's
Don't hire crazy people to do whatever the fuck she's doing to that sheep that's still alive with no skin and cut open.
Yeah, like
Only a heart.
If you're gonna hire crazy people, oversee them more closely.
Yes.
Give a shit about what they do.
Yeah.
Don't give them carte blanche.
Yeah. Free range to whatever they want to fucking do.
Oh yeah, just our farmhand that's worked here forever. Yeah, just I'll leave him here with you. Go ahead,
Yeah.
poke him.
It's fine.
But I did like that the mad scientist hid the foot from the brother.
Yeah.
Like she
knew.
She pretty much made it clear that they had been aiming to create their sheep.
Human barrier.
Yeah, cross the human-animal barrier for spontaneous tissue generation. All very scientific.
Mm-hmm.
But
Amniotic sac.
Yeah.
Vaccine.
But like, I liked that this didn't happen by accident. I liked that this is where she was going the whole time.
She was trying, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
But she was like, oh, you want to fuck the sheep? No, I can use that.
Yeah.
Let me do this over here. You can have
Go
fun.
under my own
Have fun.
research.
I'm not looking.
You do you, boo. Just give me the money. Thanks.
I still am in my head imagining the hypodermic that she like slammed.
It is like a Coke
just
can
like
with
someone
a
like
plunger on it.
just like the medicine just going out of the needle end because it was so it's hard. Oh, I forgot the acupuncture.
Oh yes, the acupuncture point.
Gosh.
And Chekhov's chopsticks.
But that was
yeah.
funny, though, because she's like, it can either do this or put you in a coma. Well, which one did it do? Well, he fell asleep, didn't he? And I was like, bravo.
Okay, folks, let's give our scores. So we want to do entertainment value, which is your regular IMDb 1 to 10. Gore, horror, spook factor. This is obviously very low, but there is probably some squiggy factor in it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with Lauren, since this was her.
Yes, well, entertainment, I'm giving it a 10 because I just love it.
Mm-hmm.
I just love it. I will sit and watch this with anybody who's never seen it before or who hasn't seen it in a while, and I will watch their face and I will enjoy the hell out of it because it's just hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
For the scare factor, like actual scariness, I give it a 2.
Mm-hmm.
Goopiness, I give it a 5 or a 6.
Yeah.
Just because it is, I mean,
That's some grossness.
they
in it.
set out to show you realistic
Semi-realistic. Not
Well,
everyone is that chewy.
No, but I mean,
stringy.
just like the awful.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
They showed realistic guts.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't show realistic removal of guts.
Yeah.
When they're getting bit, but like honestly, the stuff she was cooking turns my stomach more than the people getting ripped apart.
Livers getting cut apart.
Yeah, like all the... I fully support anyone's right to enjoy sweetmeats. Is that what they are?
Sweetbreads, I think.
Sweetbreads. Well, just the bits that I'm not going to eat. Mm-hmm. Go for it.
I ate brains before. Yeah. I was at a friend's party and I didn't know what it was until after I ate it.
I've heard brain is very salty.
It was. Yes. It was with like bits of fat and bacony stuff. So it was really good. And then I was like, I ate what?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. I'm like,
because there's just so much stuff where if you know about it, it's worse. Because once she had the haggis like all wrapped up in its little like flesh pocket, then it was like, oh yeah, that just looks like somebody's going to put something in the post, but it's slimy. But I've had haggis and it's terrible.
I guess for overall score, I'd say like, probably like 5 or 6. Scary 1. But it was fun. And like I said, I really appreciate the effort they put into this. That's what bumps you up from like
a 4.
A crappy B movie.
Right.
To a good B movie.
I think that Tucker, or whatever his name was, I think that actor was 100% having a fun time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He definitely was.
Yeah.
Keith?
Around 7 or 8, I think. And
very scary. Oh, wait, no.
Yeah.
No, 4 or 5 for the other parts. As I said, it was just difficult. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Difficult in certain places, the way that... I mean, I felt some sort of... whatever, yeah.
Okay. I would give it an 8 for entertainment value. I've seen it. I saw it once, as I said, off and on. I think I watched part of it, or not all of it, because I remember being confused at the end. But I did enjoy it. And for creep factor, squeaky factor, I didn't like the bunny being killed.
Oh yeah, I kept looking away for that part, so I don't remember.
It was a soft bunny.
It was a soft bunny.
Oh,
yeah. I was like, why would he eat the bunny? But he ate the bunny. And it was very stringy.
Very stringy.
But I'd say, I don't know, 3.
It's like mochi.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. Mochi skin.
Okay, one-liners. So mine would be for when the guy, the brother, the bad brother was transforming, and his shirt rips off. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
You
wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Keith, you got one?
All right.
Anybody?
Mine was just like, this guy fucks sheep.
The
whole movie.
Yeah. He's fucking that sheep.
Yeah. The shirt cocking it at close to the end. I was just like, no.
My real question was like, I wonder if this guy, because I definitely have seen him in other stuff, the older brother, does he put this movie on his resume?
His
I 100%
IMDb photo
would.
has him with the sheep. Like,
hey baby.
So I'm just ew. That's your IMDb profile picture?
Do they get to pick this?
I don't think so.
Alrighty, folks.
Oh wait, no, I got my.
Oh, okay.
It's like, just don't mess with old housekeepers.
Yeah.
It's pretty much like, because she was the only one who remained like calm throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
Except for when she was joyriding with the girl shooting
like,
shotguns out of the top. Yeah, like she was just that no nonsense. Like, sure, she could have gotten bad brother help.
Yeah.
Maybe when they were younger. But just that sort of like, oh yeah, whatever. Mm-hmm. Yep, okay, no, it's time to make dinner. Oh, no, it's time to slaughter sheep.
Yeah. Here we go.
I love no nonsense housekeepers, grandmas, honey badgers.
Yeah. Alrighty, that's it, folks. We does anybody have anything they want to talk about for anything you want to hype? Maybe something at Mad Lab?
Coming out or coming soon, starting the week of December 6th. Every Friday and Saturday at Mad Lab, you can come see Sketchy XXXmas. It's a sketch comedy show about 3 things: sexy stuff, Christmas stuff, and sci-fi stuff. There's a surprising amount of murder in it.
Yay!
Not anymore.
Spoilers for Keith, apparently.
I'm sorry, most of the kids.
They stopped actually killing the actors.
Anything more than, like, no murder? Isn't anything more than that a surprising amount of murder?
That's like when people, I'm a little bit pregnant. It's like, well, no, you either are or you're not.
Yeah. Animation adventure?
I don't know if I'm ready to talk about that yet because it's not like I've posted anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on all the recordings and cartoons now. Mm-hmm. But sure, at some point, look for animation adventures.
Podcast.
Yeah, podcast. But probably out on YouTube more so because I like YouTube better because I understand it more. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so haha.
Keith, anything?
Nothing new. I'm going to be in Happy Pills next year, but that's about it.
He's in Happy Pills, and he'll be working on a short story by Antoine Baudelaire in January. You might recognize that name from a book Keith previously did called The Quiche by Antoine Baudelaire.
She is correct.
Which is also on Audible, and you can get a subscription to Audible through audible.com. Alrighty, folks, that's it. We'll see you next time.
Wait. Cha-chack, just like lambs to the slaughter.
Yeah.
You did it, Keith. You broke me.
Dead.
It's All Been Done presents.
Who's got the time?